guys, we're just doing a little flying around Phoenix, Arizona, hometown here for myself. We're going to be taking off here from runway 03 left here at Luke Air Force Base, flying in the Freedom Fox. So it's a cool little bush plane. Not sure exactly where I'm going to head to first. Kind of thinking about flying up, maybe do touch and go over at Deer Valley Airport here on the north side of town, maybe even finish it out down southeast at the Gateway Airport. So just getting ready to take off here and start our roll. Right. So yeah, we're taking off here on the west side of Phoenix.
Khalid 1331, continue for south departure.
Luke Tower, KOOLAID 1.
Set it up for south departure, but I think I'm going to head up north like I mentioned a moment ago. So we're just going to take off here headed northeast from the airport. As we look off to our right hand side, you see Luke Air Force Base down below us. We are out just west of Litchfield and Avondale here in Arizona. So we're kind of headed up towards Sun City Surprise area up ahead. Cruising along here. We're going to kind of hold this here about 2,000 feet. Try to set our trim here. Sitting about 2100. It's got El Mirage straight ahead. Glendale Municipal Airport there off to our right as well. So yeah, taking off. It's a balmy 106 outside right now here in Arizona real time. Definitely a hot day, one of the hotter days we've had so far. We'll get ready to fly over El Mirage here. Beautiful golf courses we have sparse throughout the city, of course. One of the best destinations for golfing if you are an avid golfer.
Khalid 1331, Phoenix approach. Squawk 6115.
It's always interesting flying over your hometown, being able to see things from the sky that you normally can't see. So we're going to head out there to that Deer Valley Airport. Straight ahead out there, about 13 nautical miles. Kind of curve up north here. Actually, what we'll do is we'll make a turn here, a little further north. We'll go fly over Lake Pleasant, and then we'll bend our way back over towards Deer Valley Airport. Right. So this here in El Mirage, Sun City area. Of course, A lot of retirees, as you can see down below us here, kind of to the 10 o'clock right now as we're going over. Looks like that's going to be Mobile Home Park, one of many mobile home parks. Typically 55 plus communities. There's a ton of those here on the west side of town, as well as some on the east side as well. Try to keep our altitude between 22 and 2,500. Got our trim set to kind of help us out. Let's increase that just a little bit. This plane likes to pitch up on us, so we're hitting a little bit of turbulence here. Pleasant Valley up there to our 11 o'clock. Watching some Louder with Crowder right now on YouTube. Shit always cracks me up. See if I can tell kind of where I'm at right now. Looks like I believe we should be crossing over. I believe that is going to be Deer Valley Road, actually, right there below us. Yes, so that's going to be Deer Valley, and that should be 99th down there to our right. So this here we're going to follow out. Head up towards Lake Pleasant there at about the 10:30 o'clock. 10:30 o'clock, some bullshit. So let's bend us off a little bit more to the west. Heading pretty much due north right now. So went to high school out here in this area, off over near those mountains. Oop. What the hell? There we go. It's gonna be Happy Valley right there. It's my house I grew up in, just over on the other side of the small mountains over there. Let's keep an eye here. Hey, what's going on, Adams? Yeah, Arizona's not bad. The summers suck. The other 9 months of the year, we get perfect weather. Our winters are pretty much summer everywhere else for the rest of the country, so I guess can't complain too much. But, yeah, I don't know who enjoys 114 degrees. That's what we're looking at here this coming Friday and Saturday. And we're expected to break 2 records this weekend. One of them that was set in 1918, I saw on the news last night. Oh yeah, Prescott's really nice. So one cool thing about Arizona, at least a couple hours north, especially in the winters, you can get out of the valley, go see some snow, get away from the desert and all the brown. And my wife's family's got the house up there in Prescott Valley on one of the mountains. Really nice out there. So we're coming up here. We're going to pass over the Salt River project. That's this big white line here. Or actually, no, I take that back. That's the new 303. And then just north of that is the Salt River Project, canal system that carries our water into the valley from Colorado River. Used to go dirt biking with buddies out here in this desert. Got stuck out here a couple of times too. Yeah, the swirls, especially some of them, man, they can be huge. I was actually just went to the botanical gardens here in Phoenix with my wife a couple weeks ago, and fun fact is saguaro cactus can actually be as old as sometimes 300 years old, and they don't start growing their arms on them until, I think if I remember right, until they're at least 100 years old. So kind of wild learning that. Now this little building here that you see just off the right-hand nose of the airplane, that's a bar I've been to a number of times. We've dirt biked out here. Cool little bar kind of set off here as we're headed towards Lake Pleasant, as we're about to intercept the Carefree Highway, where this road doglegs to the right. So we're going to turn and follow that. So this here is one of the larger lakes here in Phoenix area. Used to come here as well when I lived on the west side of town. Quite frequently they do some awesome fireworks displays for 4th of July off the dam here on the south end of the lake. I think it's been probably at least 7 or 8 years since I've been out to Lake Pleasant. It's now about, it's probably about an hour drive from where I live out on the east side of town, down near, just east of ASU in Tempe. So yeah, what we'll do is we'll kind of circle around the lake here, and then we'll make our way, do a little touch and go at the Deer Valley Airport, and then kind of head down over the city, maybe through Scottsdale. Maybe take a quick pit stop at the Scottsdale Airport as well too. It will pass over the TPC Scottsdale golf course out there where the Phoenix Open is held. Yeah, so looking down here to the right, the marina is nestled right into that little cove you see. And then of course the dam here that we're passing over, this is where they'll set off and set up the fireworks displays here in Phoenix. One of the bigger locations to do fireworks on the 4th of July. Kind of weird looking little island right there. It's kind of funny to see how some of this stuff models in. Definitely not raised up like that, I don't believe, unless the water level really is getting that low in Lake Pleasant. But really big lake, actually extends off, I believe this waterway directly in front of us snakes its way back a little bit into the mountains there. But lots of cliffs along the lake, lots of private little coves that you could boat off to. This one here is coming up on our left side. Oh, not quite close enough, just disappearing off the left side of the view there. So another little parking area, camping spot, little beach there. So what we'll do is let's go ahead and turn off to the east now. So now where are you from, Adams? Let's head off. We'll go into this little tributary here. Oh, okay. Yep. So I had that wrong. So yeah, looking at the map here on the Garmin, it's this part that actually extends out a little bit. Lots of little private coves here. Like I said, it's been a while since I've been up on Lake Pleasant. There we go. We'll come to the exterior view, give a nice view here. Love this little Freedom Fox bush plane just purchased from, I'm forgetting his last name now, Tyler. Got a YouTube video that this is his real life airplane that he flies. I believe he's based out of California. Love the paint job, of course, good old red, white, and blue. Hey, thanks, Adam. Always appreciate the follow. Here for a minute. What we'll do is I'll actually fly out this direction, link up with one of the major highways, and then follow that down back into Phoenix. Fly up over these mountains here. Well, I say mountains are kind of more like hills. Yeah, another thing that kind of little fun fact, I always like my little history facts. It's Arizona, especially the valley here in Phoenix. If you go far enough back in history, now of course we're talking probably tens of, if not hundreds of millions of years, this actually was all ocean floor. That's what creates a lot of our mountain ranges and rock formations here in the valley. We'll fly through this little area, hitting a little turbulence. Cool little view of the moon up there. We're going to turn a little further east, just stay due east to meet up here with the I-17. Major highway that runs from us to Flagstaff straight up north into Arizona. Passing over some of the power lines here. Bringing power out of the city up into some of the smaller northern communities. Got everything from Anthem to Black Canyon City. Look back down towards the valley that way. It's kind of surprising how little distance you need to travel from Phoenix to start seeing a whole bunch of green trees and a whole bunch of pine trees. Whoop. Watch my altitude there. Alright, so here is the I-17. So we're going to turn, follow this back down, and this will bring us down towards the Deer Valley Airport we're looking for. Let's go exterior here. There we go. So I love driving on the I-17. It's a really cool highway, especially coming out of the mountains. A lot of twists and turns. Very dangerous. The one thing that sucks is when there's an accident, it can shut the whole thing down. So if you've already left for a trip to go up north or coming back home and there's an accident in the way, you are pretty much stuck. There's no other alternative route to get back down, especially once you pass it's a Camp Verde Valley, or I should say Verde Valley. about an hour north of Phoenix. That's pretty much one of the last turnoffs, and even then it takes you about an hour out of the way heading off east to Strawberry and Pine area. So as we're coming down here back in towards the valley, getting a lot of turbulence here. It's pretty windy. Yeah, pretty strong easterly wind, it seems like. This, I believe, is going to be parts of Anthem. Pretty sure if I tell. Yep, yeah, Anthem here as we're passing through. So this is one of the last towns north of the valley before we get back into city limits of Phoenix and Glendale. Hitting a lot of wind here. Gonna follow this highway straight on into town. Got Anthem off here to the left. That's a newer building that they're doing up here as well too, definitely starting to grow. Passing over, that should be Anthem High right there. We come away from these mountains, come into the flat basin of the valley itself. Get a little rudder to keep us straight here. Dealing with a lot of wind. See how canted the aircraft is right now. Like I said, I love flying this little plane. This is actually a really cool plane. If I could afford a plane in real life, I think I would probably go for something like this. So coming back up to Carefree Highway, here is this overpass. So this little highway on the north side of town cuts east and west. We were just down the west end of it there towards Lake Pleasant. And then this here off on the right hand side, this is Ben Avery Shooting Range. So they do everything from skeet shooting, pistol ranges, rifle ranges. Grew up going shooting there as a kid. Definitely a cool place. And you got Carefree off here to the east of us. Stretches out through those mountains. I accidentally hit autopilot there. Oh, there we go. Well, that's kind of cool. Looks like they detailed in some of our highway landscaping decorations. Deer Valley Airport should be one of the white dots here up on the left-hand side of this highway. It's going to be the new 303. We're passing over. They finished that a number of years ago. And continuing to expand our highway systems out here. When I first moved to Phoenix, there was actually only one major highway, and that would be the I-17. Of course, not including the I-10 that runs through Phoenix, and that's been there for decades and decades. Now we've got the 101 that circles the valley. We've got the 202 that circles the East Valley down south where I'm at. And then now the 303 connects the I-10 from out west of Phoenix all the way up to what we just passed over now. So that carries through Sun City, Surprise, Avondale, Litchfield Park, parts of Peoria. Flew over that a little while ago on the way out to Lake Pleasant itself. We got Deer Valley Airport up here to the 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock. Our altitude reducing as we come down into the valley. I think the valley on average is about 1,200 or so feet above sea level. Interesting, the tallest mountain peak up in Flagstaff, I believe is 12 or 15,000 feet above sea level. So, pretty drastic difference from Phoenix to Flagstaff. I think Flagstaff even sits about 7,000 itself, the city of Flagstaff. Got NAU, Northern Arizona University, up there. So as we're making our way here, we're going to make a bank here in a moment to line up with Deer Valley Airport. Whoa, 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 whoa. So we're going to start banking now. Kind of wish the preset views were a little easier, where it gives you one kind of looking off to that 10 o'clock position rather than just straight 9 o'clock. We're going to come in here and land on the left runway. So we're going to go ahead and reduce power some. And we're gonna drop flaps. All right. I guess we're a little high. It's okay, we'll make it work. That's the nice thing about this little Freedom Fox bush plane, is it does not take a lot. Kill the power. Oh, oh, oh. There we go. And touchdown. Alright, let's jump outside here. Whoop, whoop, whoop. Oh yeah, it's windy. Pushing me all over. That's a little messy. Make our way towards the end of the runway here. And we'll go ahead and flip around, take off, and then head back off east. Stop over, take a quick pit stop at the Scottsdale Airport. Right. Flip around here, and we're going to power on out. Oh yeah, wind lifting that right wing already. It's a little crooked. Not the prettiest takeoff, but hey. Drop our flaps back. And then let's make our bank out this way.
Phoenix approach KOOLAID 13331 is type 1 miles east of Deer Valley, 1,700 feet. Request flight following.
What we're going to do is we're going to follow here, Deer Valley Road, and we're going to fly out towards McDowell Mountains there in the distance.
Squawk 6424 KOOLAID 13331.
Collade 1331 radar contact 1 mile southeast of Deer Valley, 2,100 feet. Altimeter 29.74.
Roger, KOOLAID 1331.
Right. So as you can see, that Salt River project that we passed over way earlier out on the other side of town, this stretches pretty much everywhere through Phoenix. Got the main trunk line here as it comes into the North Valley, but it does branch off many times, crosses through pretty much every city in the valley to provide, of course, water for all of the farming out here on the north, as well as southeast sides of towns. Gilbert, Santan area down southeast near Gateway Airport has a lot of farming fields, as well as, of course, the Salt River Indian Reservation just south and east of Scottsdale. Passing over some ball fields down below. Passing over high school, not sure what high school that one is. We've got the 101 here, just off to our right-hand side, and that's going to be the 51 interchange that heads south down towards downtown Phoenix. Just ahead here, ahead here is going to be the Desert Ridge Marketplace. So this is a massive shopping center they've got set up, basically a big ass outdoor mall. A bunch of restaurants, stores. Yeah, they've been building new apartments out this way. All kinds of stuff. I actually worked here at the Desert Ridge Marketplace, in that yellow building that you see right there. Worked there when I was 18, 19 or so. So that was, we'll just say a few years ago at least. We're just going to stay in line here with the 101. Branch off here in a minute to the left-hand side. Take a quick fly over TPC Scottsdale. Branch off. So this is going to be getting into North Scottsdale. Scottsdale, of course, always known as the land of the $30,000 millionaire. People that think they're rich, but they're dead up to their eyeballs. They buy expensive-ass cars and homes, and, of course, got brown shit all over their nose, thinking they're better than everybody. Grew up here for a little bit, went to elementary and middle school out here in North Scottsdale on McDowell Mountain Ranch, and most of the people I knew sucked. Hate to say it, but definitely true. Very glad that we ended up moving from Scottsdale. So as we get up here, nice here. Flying over some new areas that were never here before when I lived out here. I believe that's going to be Greyhawk Golf Course down below us. Actually, this is the hard part. Some of how bad the modeling, well, I don't want to say bad, it's actually pretty good. Let's do a quick circle here. So yes, I believe this should be Greyhawk. So do a quick circle over that. Fly down this way towards the Scottsdale Airport. Yes. We've got kind of a northeast to southwest direction of the airport runway. So we're going to come off here, as we can see. Kind of down below off the right wingtip is going to be TPC Scottsdale. It's where the home of the Phoenix Open. Right. Reduce our altitude here. Make our banking turn into the airport. Drop one notch of flaps here. Cut the power back. This is going to be the TPC amateur course directly below us. I have golfed there as a kid a number of times. I actually lived off at the base of those mountains right there for quite a while. My dad would golf over here pretty frequently. We're going to come in, sweep over the Salt River Canal. That's going to be Frank Lloyd Wright Boulevard just below us as we pass it. Oh, a little low on the glide path. Go steady, steady, steady. Line back up with glide slope. A little high, little high. We're going to cut power. There we go. Nice, easy touchdown there this time. Get a little wonk. Uh-oh. Don't waver. Don't waver. Easy on the rudder inputs. There we go. Alright, then we're just going to take right back off from here. Still kind of windy, blowing from west to east. And we're going to bank back out this way here.
Phoenix approach KOOLAID 13331 is type 1
I like how
miles
they
east
give
of
me the
Scottsdale, 1,700 feet.
clearance to take off
Request
after I've
flight
taken
following.
off.
Collade 1331 Phoenix approach. Squawk 2404.
Alright.
Squawk 2404 KOOLAID 1331.
Collade 1331 radar contact 1 mile east of Scottsdale, 2,000 feet. Altimeter
This here,
200.75.
going to pass over right now, is
Roger,
Westworld.
KOOLAID
So
1331.
big event venue, lots of horse events and things that they do out here. Yeah, very, very cool spot. And as we get here to Bell Road, and pass over this football field here is Notre Dame Preparatory. Coming down Bell Road here. this is where I lived when in late elementary and middle school. And even then, all of that did not exist when I lived out here. So they've been doing a lot of building since the late 90s. My house directly off the tail, right there to the right with the pool in the backyard, that was my house. That's actually kind of cool seeing that modeled in. So this here, McDowell Mountain Ranch, really cool neighborhood. If you ever drove up here to the north, north, the east end of it, up here on some of these roads, you can look back over, see the whole valley. Especially around major holidays like 4th of July, you'd be able to see probably 3 or 4 different fireworks displays going off, everywhere from downtown Phoenix to Scottsdale. Yeah, really, really cool views out here. Coming down below here. Got my school there just off the wingtip. It's my elementary middle school where I went to school. Desert Canyon. And then we got the Sanctuary Golf Course just below me. Of course, not sure if they might have ever changed names. Golfed there a number of times. Frank Lloyd Wright again that we're passing over here right below us. And that right there, those are red rooftops. That is going to be Aztec Elementary School. That's actually where I went to elementary school. So really cool to see that kind of stuff. Head off down this way and should re-intercept the 101. So this line that you can see where kind of the trees and buildings and everything ends and flat ground begins, that is going to be the edge of Scottsdale and the start of the Salt River Indian Reservation. So as we come down here, about to re-intercept the 101, flying over what should be Shea Boulevard. Yep. Also worked just below us here. That big set of buildings is a hospital. Worked right here in this shopping center across the street.
Phoenix Approach KOOLAID.
So that is going to be 90th Street and Mountain View we are passing over right now. So all of this here off to 12 o'clock going off towards 9 o'clock now. This is all Indian Reservation out in this direction. And then the highway, pretty much, well, the highway, I guess Pima Boulevard here, this little 2-lane that juts off to the right here, that cuts the line of Scottsdale from the Indian Reservation. Now, up ahead here, pretty close to 11 o'clock, baseball fields you see below, that is going to be the Arizona Diamondback Spring Training Facility, Salt River Fields. Really nice facility they built, I think probably about 5-7 years ago. I could be wrong on that though. What I don't see modeled in is the casino. I'm actually kind of surprised by that. The Talking Stick Casino is right around there as well too. Should be right there where that white building is. It looks like that might be the old tents that it used to be. See, it looks like they do have modeled in the Top Golf there. You can see with the golf fields and the white building. Oh, 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 oh. Whoa, pay attention here. So as you can see all the farmland here on the reservation. I believe a lot of it is, I want to say cotton, for the most part. As you can see, Camelback Mountain there, off at the 3 o'clock. Hiastawa Peak or Squaw Peak, the new name of it, they gave it years ago. They're just to the north of Camelback.
119.2 KOOLAID 1 tree 1. Phoenix approach KOOLAID 1 tree 1,700 feet.
Coley 1331 Phoenix approach altimeter 29.74 continue as planned.
Definitely seems like a windy day, at least here in-game. Got my blinds pulled right now because it's so friggin' hot outside, so I can't really see if it's actually windy or not, but definitely hitting a little turbulence. So that all there is South Scottsdale, Old Town mixed in there somewhere. Got the San Francisco Giants spring training facility back off in that direction as well too. And here's, we're following along with the 101. We're starting to approach Tempe. You see that little mountain off at about 2 o'clock? That's going to be a mountain over there, so that's going to be ASU, Arizona State University campus, and Tempe Town Lake. Of course, if you've been watching the news, Tempe Town Lake made the news recently, not for good reason, thanks to a couple of people not quite wanting to do. I'll just keep my mouth shut. I'll keep my opinion to myself on that. Coming up to the 202 interchange here with the 101. Kind of bank slightly to the left here. And we will fly over the Cubs spring training facility. Arizona, if I remember the correct number of teams, is home to 16 spring training facilities for Major League Baseball. 3 of them here, actually, I think 6 of them actually in total out here in the East Valley. So this here flying over is the new Cubs facility. Look really nice in person as well. Awesome looking fields. I would pay good money to play on those fields. We're going to kind of bank off. Got Williams Gateway off there, 13.5 miles. We're going to head out that way. Making our way over Mesa. See the Salt River running below us here. We're about to pass over. There we go.
Coley 1331 Phoenix approach altimeter 29.69 continue as planned.
Making our way over downtown Mesa, it looks like right here. Started doing a lot of updating of downtown Mesa, installing our, oh cool, I got it modeled in, our light rail system. In my opinion, gigantic waste of freaking money. They could have expanded the public transit systems further out into more neighborhoods if they had not spent all the tens of millions on that. Our sad-ass attempt of a subway system. There's only one track that runs from Mesa clear up to North Phoenix around 19th Avenue and Camelback. And that's about it. Just runs through downtown Phoenix. a minute. So we're actually passing over just off my right wingtip there, off a little bit in the distance is actually where I currently reside. So this is the US 60 heading out east towards Apache Junction. Got Mesa off the left-hand side, Gilbert off the right-hand side. Gilbert's an awesome town. A year or so ago, it was, I think, the 4th fastest growing city in the nation. Driven up our home prices out here in Arizona. A lot of people moving out here, especially from California. Got Falcon Field up there to the north in Northeast Mesa. Another cool little airport. We'll follow this down here, and we'll catch back up to the Loop 202. Then we'll fly that down into Gateway Airport. And again, as I mentioned, got the Salt River project there down below. One of the many arteries of that. As you can see, another one coming up here, just ahead of us as well. Got the Superstition Mountains there off in the distance. Not sure, you can't really see it. Let's give a little turn to the left, see if we can make out Four Peaks. So Four Peaks is going to be out in that direction. Can't really make it out, I'm sure. We'd have to fly out that way to see them. But you can see them from this spot in the valley. I think it was probably about 3 or 4 years ago. We got really heavy snow. Completely covered the Superstition Mountains and Four Peaks out there. And I think it took close to a week for each mountain range to completely melt as well. Kind of a wild sight to see snow-covered mountains in Arizona, especially to see it stick for so long. Every so often we get some snowfall, but of course it's just typically light flurries that melt by the time it pretty much hits the ground. So I actually went with some friends out here when that happened to the Superstitions and helped to take their engagement photos with the snow-covered mountains in the background. Really cool. Definitely a unique opportunity. We're not going to Phoenix. So Phoenix, of course, directly behind us. Pretty much following along the 60 takes you and drops you right into downtown Phoenix.
1,800 feet.
Coming up, passing Superstition Springs Mall here on the left side. Flying over what should be Superstition Spring Boulevard directly below us. So we got Gateway over there. So you can see all the farmland of Southeast Gilbert. Of course, more golfing directly below us. Like I said, we've got hundreds of golf courses out here in Arizona. Probably the golfing capital of the world. I know it's probably total bullshit, but seriously, we have a shit ton of golf courses. Probably one every few miles out here, if not closer. Alright, so this kind of mess of a modeling is the Loop 202 interchange. So we're going to bank off here to the south and follow this down to the Gateway Airport. Right. So lots of new building out here. It's been expanding over the years. Probably about 10 years ago, most of, if not all of this, didn't even exist. My brother actually had a house down here in Southeast Gilbert, Santan area. This highway that's directly below us didn't even exist back then. It used to take him, he worked in downtown Phoenix, and it would take him, I think, an hour and a half to get from his house to work. Now that same drive probably only takes maybe about a half hour or so. We got the East 24, so a little short section of highway that I believe they're going to start expanding further out the Santan Valley. That's this little interchange that we see coming up here at about 1 o'clock. Just double, oh, wrong button. Just double check. Okay, so we're going to bank out here. Make sure we can line up here with Gateway's Airport. Right. Go. Alright, so we're going to try to aim for one of these right runways. So we slowly start making our bank here. We're going to pull power back a little bit. Actually, let's go for this far right runway. We're going to come in on a sharp bank then. Got a buddy that works out here at this airport, mechanic. Alright, so it looks like we're going to come in runway 12. Drop one level of flaps here. Pull power back. Full cut of power now. And butter. Little bounce. Alright. Oh yeah, it's windy. It's windy. Not the prettiest. Gonna taxi off here. Don't mind my path here on the taxiway. We're just kind of creating our own little path, so to say. Come down this way. And we're gonna park here next to this oddly modeled blue plane. Pull up and we will make our final parking spot right here. All right, so that there, pretty decent flight. About an hour or so we've been flying. Went from Luke Air Force Base out west in Avondale Litchfield Park area. Made our way up over Lake Pleasant, back down into Deer Valley Airport. Did a little quick touchdown there, and stop over there in the Scottsdale Airport, and down here to Gateway. So, as always, appreciate everybody that's watching, and of course, don't forget to follow for more. I always try to, haven't been doing a whole lot lately, but trying to do a little bit more streaming with Microsoft Flight Simulator, as well as, of course, the Sunday races in Boat Esports GT3 Racing League on the ACC. So definitely appreciate you, and we'll see you next time.